Hey everyone, 343 just dropped a blog post pertaining a lot of information for Halo Infinite for the next year. Normally I don't cover Halo Infinite stuff just because it's so depressing, but with this I think this is extra cringe, and I want to just kind of showcase what's coming to Halo Infinite, what's getting canceled, and why this really impacts the series. If you're curious on the sources that I'm using in this video, I'm going to post them all down in the video description. And I'm going to try and get through this as quickly as possible. I'm going to start with the roadmap that 343 shared on their blog post. It's titled the September Update 2022. It's their fall and winter roadmap. I don't first of all, that name kind of bugs me because this goes all the way to June of next year. So I think that's more of a full year roadmap. Anyway, what's coming in their winter update, that's going to go from November 8th to March 7th. Is going to have their Forge beta, the campaign network co-op, mission replay, a 30-tier battle pass, and 2 new maps, along with match XP beta. I can't believe that giving you XP for just playing in a game, it needs to be in beta first. There's some new game modes, like Convert 1 Flag, quality of life improvements, blah, blah, blah. Then there's going to be actual Season 3. That's going from March 7th to June 27th. It just says it's going to have new arena and big team battle maps, a new weapon, the M392 Bandit, new equipment called the Shroud Screen. It kind of looks like the drop shield from Reach, but it can distort how you see a Spartan, as well as a 100-tier battle pass, custom game browser, in-game reporting, Forge beta updates, new game modes, quality of life improvements, blah, blah, blah. Let's start with the umbrage that I really take with this roadmap. First of all, it's extremely long, and there's only really 2 major updates that we're getting here throughout all of this. And with the winter update, the Forge beta, I don't understand, and maybe I just don't understand game development, like how I kind of perceive it, but I don't understand how Infinite's been in development for 6 years. It's been out for almost a full year. Forge has been delayed. Infinite still doesn't have Forge, or I should say as much content as Halo 3 did when it launched in 2007, 15 years ago. Halo 3 had more content. Halo Infinite is marketed as a live service game, so I don't really understand what's going on here with the Forge delays. From what I have seen on Twitter, the leaked gameplay that's been posted, it does look really cool. Do have to give them props. It looks like the mechanics and what you can do to make some really great maps and stuff is interesting. I saw a guy make the AT-AT from Star Wars. I saw another person make Mario Kart with like picking up items and using them and stuff. It's pretty neat. I think the community is going to make some really great maps, and that will bring in some players. But some people are saying that this is what's going to save Infinite. I just completely disagree. In terms of campaign network co-op and mission replay, I do take umbrage with this as well. I don't want this to come across as nitpicking, but I think what they're doing is just the bare minimum, and that really bugs me. I don't understand how, even still, almost a year after release, you can't replay missions, even in single player. I also don't understand the tethering system that's going on with co-op in Infinite's campaign. What this means is like you're stuck to a distance to your teammate. If you go wander off too far, you'll die and respawn. I made a video talking about my opinions on this. I'm not going to go into too much detail, and quite a few of you disagreed with my opinion on this, but I'm going to stand firm. The only argument I really saw that was really acceptable, this sounds so like prideful, I guess, to say, and I apologize, is some of you said, if you're just going to go run away from your teammate while you're playing an open world game, why don't you just play in single player? And you know what? That is a pretty good point, and I will accept that. However, what's going to happen when you get to missions where your buddy gets in a Warthog and either wants to troll or go explore some other part of the map, and you want to finish kind of looking through every single part of a banished base? Are you going to die when he drives off? Is he going to die when he drives off? Will the Warthog hit an invisible wall? What's going to happen when we get to the point where you can start hijacking Banshees in Infinite's campaign? Because there are definitely points in that campaign you can hijack air vehicles. If you fly off, is your buddy going to die? Because I'm pretty sure you won't be able to have a lot of fun in the Banshee if you're tethered together. So I think it hasn't been thought out really well, and I wholeheartedly believe the way that the tethering system is implemented is just because they couldn't figure out how to let you roam on your own. And the last thing I will say is there are plenty of other games that allow you to free roam in any which way you want without limitations. And the example I would continue to give is Crackdown 1. That came out in 2007 on Xbox 360, 2 console generations ago, and that didn't seem to have a problem rendering a full, huge open world with NPCs and lifelike kind of characteristics of behavior of AI and all these other things. They didn't seem to have a problem with that. And Halo Infinite, 15 years later, certainly does. Next, with a couple of new maps that are coming out for Halo Infinite, they are Forge-made maps. So they're not even real maps, and Forge-made maps have always bugged me in the Halo series, with the exception of some of the ones that shipped with Reach, like the Ascension remake, and as well as the Asylum map in Reach. Other than that, I would say most of the time I find it like a cop-out, easy tactic to quickly deploy a new map. That could just be to get people excited for Forge. I'm not so sure, but I think that's a thumbs down for me. Now, the last thing I do want to kind of talk about is the split-screen co-op feature in Halo. I think a lot of people, myself included, were actually introduced to Halo through split-screen. We didn't go over and, to a friend's house and started playing online by ourselves. We would always join as a guest and play split screen online or split screen co-op through campaign, whatever the case may be, even split screen custom games. I think that's how a lot of people got introduced to Halo. That's really what made Halo Halo, was doing LAN parties. It was huge back in the day. If you're new to Halo or new to the series, or you haven't been really involved with or paying attention to the features in each particular Halo game, you may have forgotten that Halo 5 doesn't have a split screen feature at all, and that was just due to the limitations of the hardware and probably poor choice of mechanics to add to a game by 343. And everyone really was upset that Halo 5 didn't have any split screen features, and that really was a step back in the series in terms of what features are included out of the box. There are multiple times Bonnie Ross and other people at 343 have said the next Halo game will have split screen co-op. We've learned from our mistakes. That's going to be a thing. Well, that wasn't included in launch, and they said it was coming, and now inexplicably it has been canceled. Split screen co-op has been canceled in Halo Infinite, given as a statement to IGN. A quote from 343 says, "In order to improve and accelerate ongoing live service development and to better address player feedback and quality of life improvements, we have reallocated studio resources and are no longer working on local campaign split screen co-op." I am sorry, but I find that to be completely unacceptable. Just because that you shipped a game that wasn't finished doesn't mean that you should be canceling features that you had previously promised on. I think that this is something that players really were looking forward to. Doesn't matter if it was going to be a underutilized feature. That was something that the team promised to deliver, and they just simply didn't. And I am so tired of 343 either promising and under-delivering, promising and delaying over and over again, or either canceling or backing away on what they said and continue to alienate the very people that they're trying to cater their game to. It just doesn't make any sense. They did it with Halo Wars 2. They did it to MCC for years. They did it to the Halo 5 audience, and now they're doing it to Infinite. And it saddens me to see Halo in this state. What killed Halo was the very studio that is designed to shepherd this series. And I just don't think that 343 really deserves Halo, and I don't think 343 should be the exclusive holder of this IP. I just don't understand why, when Microsoft and Xbox owns like 23 or 30 studios now, it's going to be well over 30 after the acquisition of Activision Blizzard, that they can't find a team that will willing to make a great Halo game and really give the fans on what they want. And I think the facts are clear on what's happened to Infinite. There's a reason why the Steam population for Infinite on a free-to-play game is completely tanked. There's a reason why MCC has overtaken Infinite on Steam player counts, and MCC has a paywall to get into, by the way, and Infinite's multiplayer does not. And I don't understand how a live service game doesn't have any content. It doesn't make any sense to me, and features continue to get delayed, or they do the bare minimum. And the bare minimum example of this case is tethering in campaign co-op. So I'm not a fan of anything that's happening right now. I apologize for being so negative, but I wanted to express my opinion to the audience and see if you think that I'm wrong or if I've done a disservice to what's being announced today. What I want is Halo to succeed. What I want is to see Halo kind of regain its glory days and be something that was a social movement when a Halo game came out for people to enjoy for a long period of time. And that's just not what this is anymore. And I want them to really take care of this IP because Halo truly is amazing when it's firing on all cylinders. And I think examples of like that are Halo 3, Halo Reach, Halo 2, Halo Wars 1, even Halo Wars 2 on a good day when it decides to work. So MCC is a culmination of what makes Halo so awesome. And it's sad to see Halo Infinite once again not getting the love that it really should. Let me know your thoughts on this video in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your feedback and have a conversation with you. If you want to kind of continue this conversation, you can join our Discord server. There's I think we're over 5,000 members now, or we're really close to 5,000 members. And finally, once again, I'm going to be putting all sources down below for you to check out. That's going to do it for me. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you, James.